Alright, hey everybody. This will be probably my last video for today. This video is going to be on my most recent tattoo that I've gotten. As most of you know, or at least I think you know, I now have 6, and I have the one of my daughter, which right here, and then I have my white tiger, which is right there. I have my lower back tattoo, which was my first one that I got. It's just a tribal with like a heart in the middle. I have the top of my foot done, and I have one on the side of my ankle, which is just a butterfly with a breast cancer ribbon. Last May or April, I had decided that I wanted another tattoo because you can't just have one. And I got with my tattoo artist, and he came up with a pretty sweet tattoo for me. I decided that I wanted a cherry blossom tree with a crow perched in it. And I'll put pictures in here for the first session of just the outline and the tree trunk that was done, and then the second session of it finished. And a lot of people have like questioned me or asked me, you know, why the cherry blossom tree with a crow? Why not like a dove or a cardinal or a more nicer bird? And the story behind that is I have gone through so much in my life, between the ups and the downs and hitting rock bottom and not knowing where life would take me. The cherry blossom for me represented a new life, a new bloom, if you will. And you know, I knew that I had to pick up the pieces in my life and move on. And that's what the cherry blossom tree represents for me. A new beginning, a new start. You know, whereas the crow represented, you know, basically me hitting rock bottom and all the darkness that I had in my life. With, you know, my marriage just was not a good one, just put it that way. But just everything that I've ever gone through, that's what the crow represents, is the darkness, the bad of everything. So like I said, I will post those pictures at the end of this video, showing you the first session and then the finished product. I'm going to show you what it looks like now, and I'm not sure why, but when and you'll see in the finished photo, I had him shade the back area like a pretty blue, like a light turquoisey blue. And over the last year, and I'm not sure if it's just because of me being in the sun, or you know, from having a baby and gaining and losing weight, having stretch marks, the color that turquoisey blue color seemed to kind of fade a little bit to like an ugly green. But oh well. Alright, so I'm going to show you guys. Let me see if I can. There we go. Now, this starts down on my hip. And it doesn't, see, on camera it doesn't look bad. But this is my side piece. Let's see if I can. And I will say that if you don't have a high pain tolerance, I don't recommend you guys getting your side done if you can't handle pain, because let me tell you, this didn't tickle. But again, I have a high pain tolerance, so I wasn't screaming like a little baby like the girl next door to me was, that was getting princesses on her rib cage. But yeah, anyway, So it's not like your typical cherry blossom tree. He kind of has like um, his own way of uh, like he has his own like artistic ways of drawing things. So I really liked how he did the cherry blossoms, and you can't really tell. I mean, the blue looks fine, but like in person, it's a little bit. I think just from being in the sun. But I mean, the detail in this is just amazing. And there's my crow. He put some like shades of purple in here and blacks to make it pop. And that's my back tattoo, my crappy back tattoo. But this took, I want to say a total of about 6 or 6.5 hours to do. And the reason that we had to do 2 sessions is because after getting through the outlining and the trunk, it was starting to get kind of unbearable, so we split it up into 2. Now, as far as a pain scale, from 1 to 10, I would say, for me, the first 2 hours weren't bad, but it was the constant going over the same spot that it just got so tender because I have stretch marks there. It was really starting to bother me, so to the point where I was like almost shaking. So at that point, I would say that was probably about an 8 or a 9 pain on the pain scale. When I went back for this to get all my coloring done, same thing happened. I was fine for like the first maybe 2 hours, and then it was just the finishing up that was really getting to me. So again, it was about 8 or 9 on the scale. So if you don't have a high pain tolerance or you can't tolerate pain, don't do it. Don't make an ass out of yourself, and don't piss your tattoo artist. When I was getting this, when I went in to get it started with the outline, there was a girl next to me in another room, and you would think that somebody was like killing her. And she had gotten, like I said, she was getting like the princesses or something on her side, and she just couldn't handle it. It was to the point where he told her they'll have to reschedule because she kept screaming and kicking, and it was pretty bad. And it was pretty bad because when he walked in to check out my tattoo, he was like, "Man, why couldn't I have had you as a client?" He's like, "Yeah, you got a peep coming from you." And I'm like, well, again, I have a high pain tolerance. But I figured I'd share that with you. The care on this was a pain in the ass though, because for I think the first week was the worst. And I used what was it? It's like a, I forgot what it's called. Black something. I don't remember the name of it. I don't have one to show you. It's like a shea, not a shea butter, but it comes in like a little circle container, and it's just like a shea butter that you just put on there and rub in. And because it was such a big tattoo, I basically had to go like shirtless for like the longest time because I couldn't wear a shirt. I mean, I could, but it got stuck and it was just uncomfortable. And by day 6, I think, was when it got really bad as far as like the itchiness goes. That was a pain, but it took about a week and a half, 2 weeks to pretty much heal until I got past that itchy point and past that point of uncomfortableness. But I certainly do want a couple more, so I'm sure I won't be stopping here. But this was my biggest one, and I probably won't go that big again. But I do like it, and I do enjoy it, so I get a lot of compliments on it. Now with the care on that, I was applying these stuff. I want to say, and you want to do it like in really thin layers. You don't want to just like goop it up on there. But I believe I was applying it up to 3 times a day. So and then I kind of tapered it off to 2 and then 1, and then that was pretty much it. But yeah, so before this video gets too long, that's basically my most recent tattoo, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. So I will talk to you guys later. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave it in the comments below. See ya.